Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss the cable tie injection molding machines. And let me begin with the introductions and some backgrounds. This model, injection molding machine especially for cable ties, we begin the R&D in 2010. And from 2010 to now is more than 1 decade, right? I think in China there are less than 10 people who may tell you the complete story, and due to the age and the positions. And I think I'm the one who have the abilities can explain in English or Spanish. Please give me some patience. So please stay and watch. I think this video worth your watching. I think all of you have an idea of the injection molding machine or have the experience about the injection molding. So I come to the topic directed to it. Now we need to analyze the injection molding machine characters of the cable tie. First, for the material, it's PA66 and sometimes PA6 with less cost, right? And these two belong to the nylon. And the nylon material, they like the water. When they open to the air, they will absorb the moistures in the air, right? But when you put it in the barrel, and in which with the temperature about 260 degrees, right, the moisture in the nylon will be dry out, and then it means that the injection unit need to be optimized to meet this request. But I think this is not the key points of the cable tie injection molding machine. This is not difficult to realize. And second one, the high pressures. This is the cable tie with hot runner mode. This is the other longer cable tie with cold runner mode. It's long, right? It's long. Let us check the nylon cable tie. It's long and slim and thick. So does the mold cavity, right? And the melting practice beginning with the temperature of 260. It will go through the cavities. But while going through the cavity, he will losing the temperatures. And with this losing of temperature, he will begin to build the pressures. And this kind of pressure will again go through the cavities. So at this moment, the high injection pressure is needed, and this kind of high injection pressure will push the melting practice go through the cavity to the ends, fullness of the cavity, right? So the high pressure is needed. High speed, that is related to many issues. High speed of the periodizations, high speed of the injection. We need to turn these three characteristics into the demands of the machines to see what kinds of machine we need to provide. The first one, high temperature, right? Because the PA66 and the PA6 melting characteristics in 260 degrees, and it's a high temperature. And meanwhile, the cable tie just very light. They don't need a lot, so they just need a small shock wave. High pressures. For the injection, there's a high pressure, but from the other part, it means the high capping force. Otherwise, the mold will be brought to open. So now we obtain our direction of R&D with small injection unit, but of big clamping force. So in 2010, we begin our first cable tie injection molding machines. In the first machine, we are using the 260, but with the 200 tons injection unit. At that moment, the nylon cable tie manufacturer market is very disordered. At that moment, the mold is small. When you install in the injection molding machines pattern, they will still a lot of space. So for the mold makers and the cable tie factory, they want the big output, right? So they will in turn to increase the cavities. It means that increase the output, or it means that they keep challenge to our machines. You cannot imagine that how many broken pattern we have changed and how many column broken, and then we go in midline and change it. That is very hard time for us. Finally, in 2012, we finalized the model. The model number is K288. Now is these pictures. And the next years, and 358, we introduced to the market. These two machines still have a very good reputation in the China cable tie manufacturers industries. Lots of the boss of the cable tie factory, they love this red color. Sometimes they think this color will bring them the luckiest. And actually, these two types of machine bring them the fortunes. Later, we introduce the other models into the market. For example, 428, 500 tons, 630 tons, and 850 tons, very famous by producing the cable tie of 920 mm with 16 cavities. That product have a big demand in the United States market. For your deeper understanding of the cable tie injection molding machines, and here I have bring one case. In one exhibition, I have seen one injection molding machine manufacturer. They are showing the cable tie manufacturers in the exhibition, and I have collected some sample and take some videos and about his productions. And this cable tie is from us. So later I will use all these things to show you what is the result if one factory they using the low mold injection molding machine to manufacture the cable tie. Okay, now we check the cable tie, right? From here to here, 20, right? Here 5 mm. And then you can count. You can count and total it 52 cavities. First, let us see the video which I have taken from the exhibitions. And first of all, we need to check for the cycle time. Now it's open, 12 seconds. We mark down this time. Okay, it open again, 26. Now, and so total rate the cycle time is, we can say the cycle time is 14 seconds, right? And 40 seconds is okay. And for the mold is 5 by 200 mm, right? And of 52 cavities. And the mold cavity is correct also. Okay, if you have experience, you can hear that this machine is one full electrical injection molding machine. You can see the sound, zzz, that is the sound of the screw, electrical motor screw, the moving sounds. I will release the sound for you later. And this machine is one expensive machine also. Okay, this is the machine. What we need to check is the capping force only, right? Here, 350. That is, we need to pay attention. The other thing is the mold information. 4.8 by 200, 52 cavities. And here, PA 66. And so all the things seems okay. Let us see the results I mean we going to check the cable tie qualities. Now I put these two. The black one is us, right? The green one is them. Is their cable tie. I put them together so you can easy to see which problem you have found. Right, fresh, right? Fresh, the fresh. Our cable tie don't have any fresh. Look, the fresh. I put them together so you can compare easily, because under the same line, under the same direction, you can see it more easily and have an idea of the difference, right? Look, here the fresh. What is the fresh mean? The fresh mean that the cable tie injection molding machine lock capping the most tightly in love, so the fresh is coming out. So at this moment, what will they do? Maybe they still have the capacity to increase the capping force, but that I don't know. This is the first choice, right? If they have, in the exhibition, they will show the best quality to the client. They will, if they have the possibilities to improve the quality, they have do it already. The second is increase the turn of the machine. I'm talking about apply one bigger machine, right? That will increase their cost. So our conclusion is this mold doesn't fit this machine, right? The general injection molding machine, it doesn't suitable for the cable tie productions. That is my conclusions. And this is only one example. Actually, in the practice, we have a lot of story. And meanwhile, this injection molding machine is the fully electrical. It's very costly, right? And so that is if someone use this machine to produce a cable tie, he will lose. So this machine is not suitable for the cable tie productions. And this is one case, right? If you have another case, or you can send me the video, we discuss it. China is a huge but fiercely competitive market. If the cable tie sell 10 in the market, but suddenly some people coming out say, I will sell 9.9. That one obtain the big volumes in the market immediately. So the manufacturer always looking for the lower cost. So does the machine developments. So many machine developments finally becomes a race on the cost. The machine buyer always need a low price, high production output, so that they can obtain the lower cost per unit and low maintenance. If you want to produce the nylon cable tie, why choose us? Why? First, the big brand can offer a small market. Cable tie is not a popular practice product in the market. With our cable tie injection molding machine, is easily obtain a huge volumes of output. Let me bring one example. So now I bring you the example of the 358 tons cable tie injection molding machine that I see his output volume per day. For example, 2.5 by 100 mm cable tie. For this size, the cavity may reach 140, 12 seconds per one cycle type. And for example, 100 piece, one package of the cable tie. So now we come to one day, right? One day the machine can running for 24 hours. 250 is cycle time, 140 cavity by 24 hours. Totally 840,000 pieces. So it means that 8,400 bags per day. This is a huge quantity, right? We have one example, and this is a real case in one country. This country is not so big and in the developings, and most of the people they are work on the agricultures, log industries, and one client in this country they have both 4 unit 358 from us, and with this 4 unit machine he have already can meet all the requests of the cable ties of the whole country. So the demand of the injection molding machine is not big, right? For the big brand, if they open one series for specially for cable tie production, that is not an economic way for them because their cost cannot reduce, right? And that, I mean, I'm talking about the complete series from the small machine to the big machines, from 200 ton to 900 ton or even 1000 tons, with the optimize of the tangles and optimize of the injection unit, that will increase their inventories of the spare parts, and they need to keep one teams of the engineer and technical people to keep R&Ds. That is not the way they like. This is the small piece of the cake. They don't care. They are looking for the big piece, high percentage. They are very strong on the universal machines. I'm talking about that this machine is suitable for lots of things, suitable for lots of practice product. That is their big market, right? That's their main market. The big company, they don't care and they don't pay attention. Even they want to come into this market, but it's very difficult nowadays. Let me tell you another case. And during the COVID-19, and the Chinese people, most of them, they like to stay at home, and they order the food for home delivery, right? So in those years, the disposable food container has a huge demand in the market. At the moment, several big companies, they have developed special machine for disposable food containers. But with the end of the pandemic, the demand in the market disappeared. And one of them, they want to change this series of the machine into the cable tie market, but they have failed. For my opinion, if the tangle is not being optimized, it's not a really cable tie injection molding machines. Nowadays, in the cable tie injection molding machines market, these big brands have disappeared because of the cost and the high maintenance and etc. Second one, continuous R&D investment is request. Sometimes the material will change, and during these 10 years, at the beginning, all the cable tie factory they use the PA66, but in 2014 or 2015, I cannot remember what exactly the years, and the price of the 66 increased a lot. So the people they started and changed to the single 6. So at this moment, the R&D or our machine should follow the request of the market. This is one example. Because the market is keep changing, so one team of the engineer and technical is necessary to focus on the market all the time. Third one, big companies, they don't care or they don't like this market. So for us, the middle and small companies will come in to take the place, right? But the small and medium-sized companies is always not stable for lots of reasons. Sometimes the market change, right? And sometimes the investment fail, and sometimes the R&D fail because the R&D is not always succeeds. Sometimes the relationship between the owners, I'm talking about the partnership, right? Partnership of the company. This kind of the company is not stable. During these 10 years, at the beginning, we are under the company of Grandway. But in 2014, the company is bankrupt. After the bankruptcy of the Grandway, we have rebuilt the company because we have the market, right? We have the technicals and we have the manufacturers. And then we regroup the company and invite the investments. In the new company, there are 4 founders. I'm one of them. That is a very hard time for me. We associate, at least the worker, they have another options. They may decide they stay in the new company or they go out to find another job. Okay, for this story, I stop from here. Now we go back to C. Finally, we are the green one, right? The big brand, they don't care this market. The small and medium, they don't have the continual R&D investment. And the small and medium company, they are not stable. We are past the case. We are in the middle. We are the fire holder. Yeah, this is me, right? We are the fire holder. We come to the 2025. What the current situation of the market, right? The past already passed. We need to focus and we need to face the future. Nowadays, the machine become bigger and bigger. I did not yet finish the case before. And with the blank cups of granates, with the drawing of the machine, they slowly they appear in the market. They don't have the owner, right? The owners disappear. So the drawing slowly is easy to obtain or easy to buy in the market. In the market, there appear several cable tie injection molding machine manufacturers, but all of them belong to the mediums and small. Because we have passed this case, so we can easily to see what the future they will facing, especially the R&D. Some of them, they just selling the machine without any after-sale service. Maybe this ways in the domestic market, I'm talking about the Chinese market, it's workable. You can send a spare part to the factory. But for the export, and if you don't have one people or you don't have one team to support you for the after-sale service, that's very difficult. With the new player appear, the market become competitors, right? And the machine become bigger and bigger. Last 2 years, the people began to buy the 470-ton machine. Later, they changed to the 500 ton, then 600 tons. To this year, I'm talking about 2025, 700 ton as the beginner. The machine become bigger and bigger. But this kind of competition is just on a single dimensions. For the cable tie factory, they're reducing the production cost per unit by just increasing production volumes. Big machine can bring the bigger production output capacity, right? For the manufacturer of the injection molding machine, what they will do? For the machine manufacturer, they just increase the patterns and column so that allow more cavities on the molds. That will bring the bigger volumes of the productions. That's just a rules and very simple ways. It's easily to see the end of the road, right? And nowadays, in the market, for example, if one machine, they mention about this machine is 700 tons, but actually the capping force maybe reach 900 tons or even 1000 tons by just increasing the pattern and columns. One machine, they name 700 tons, but actually the capping force may reach 900 or even 1000 tons. That is the reality of the market. You can see the maximum, right? You cannot keep this way all the time. What we are doing, this is our new machines. Hybrid injection molding machines. Let me introduce what is a hybrid injection molding machine. The capping is the transitional one and drive by the hydraulic. This is the injection unit. The injection unit is with the electrical injection and electrical precisions. 2 years ago, we have reached agreement about an R&D with one cable tie manufacturers. This machine already in the practice for more than 2 years already. And we have obtained the proof from the Chinese top cable tie manufacturers. Till now, we have supplied them more than 100 units hybrid machines. And for this new model, I will bring the other video for the details.